Hello everybody, how are you? I'm out in the shop and I was working on turning my blank. This is the one I showed you the other night, the spare that I had of the red, white, and blue. I got it turned, I got it trued, roughly trued, had it in my vise over on the drill press, and as I was drilling through it, you can see that the end of the blank separated. Now take a look, there's a nice, the surface is perfect on both ends. I think what happened is the heat, it was pretty warm. I think the heat allowed the glue to separate and these two pieces came apart. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get some Tite Bond and I'm going to glue these pieces back together. We're gonna clamp them down, let them dry overnight, and then we'll pick up where we left off tomorrow and continue drilling down through the center of our blank. I started the assembly of this pin, and what I found was the end where the grommet inserted with the clip actually was loose. Well, we went 2 for 2 today. Both blanks that I attempted to work on had little tiny problems. Nothing major. I believe they're both easily fixable and both are now drying. They've been glued up and are drying. This blank, I just kind of trued it up. This was one of my twist blanks. I trued it and I did that on video explaining how to find the center, why I true it up. And as I was drilling the blank for the tube, one of the segments separated. I noticed that there was quite a bit of heat in the blank, so I think basically just the buildup of heat let the glue separate. The other blank I have over here, and I believe, and I actually remember this one had some epoxy in the tube, and what I did is I used my file to get that epoxy out, and it was a decent amount of epoxy because when you watch the video, you may notice it, you may not, but I put Play-Doh in the end of my tube to go ahead and insert it into the blank, and then I insert the other end of the tube into the blank. So that allowed epoxy to get inside of the tube, a decent amount of epoxy, and I had to file that out, and I think I just took away a little too much of the brass. But the fix for that is a dot of medium CA glue inside the tube, then put the component in, it'll lock it in place, it won't move, it won't spin, everything will be nice and tight, and that pin will be great. So both of those need to dry. I'm not gonna touch either one of them today. I'll finish them up tomorrow. If I get a chance tonight, depending on what time I go in, I may go ahead on the little True Stone blank over here. I may go ahead and edit that video up to the point of just the final assembly of the nib and the plunger, and then showing the pin and doing the outro, because that's kind of where I left off with that one. This one here, we'll let it dry overnight. I used Tite Bond 2 on the wood. I put a liberal amount, and then what squished out after I clamped it, I rubbed around the outside of the blank where the piece separated. So I think that one will be fine, and we'll just leave everything set up in the drill press and finish gluing that one up tonight. So I'm in kind of a quandary on what to do. There are 2 things that I want to work on in the shop. Number 1, I would like to make a bunch of twist blanks. Because I'd like to potentially sell some of them to help offset what it's going to cost me to go to the show. The second thing I want to do is, I've been cleaning the shop. You guys knew about that. We started off with that a couple of videos back. There's a bunch of stuff in here that I need to gather up as I clean and get it into the other garage temporarily, because I'm going to sell some items, tools. One of the things is I have a metal lathe, the small metal lathe I'm going to sell. And I think what I'm going to do is, I don't want to try to ship that. That thing weighs a ton. So I'm going to put a little video together and offer that up. If somebody's in the area, we can arrange a meet and I'll sell it. Or if someone's going to come to the show in up in the Mid-Ohio Valley Pin Turners Gathering, I'll bring it with me in the trunk of my car and sell it there. So, you know, like I said, that's kind of where I'm at, and I'm debating on what I want to work on. I'm going to take a little bit of time and think about it, and you guys will be the first to know. I just got to make my mind up. I finally made a decision, and I've been busy squaring blanks. Now, those blanks have 2 sides each squared. I still have to square the other 2, but we're making good progress. I got a few more that I think I need to square up before I get started cutting and making my blanks. Been working on putting my blanks together. Just basically batching the steps. So I've got all of those drilled as far in as I could drill them, about halfway. I got another set of blanks over here. Sorry about the fan. Like I said, it's hot out here. Those blanks are marked. You can kind of see the dimples on the end of them. And I'm set up at the drill press to drill them all out. And I'm just gonna keep plugging away. Like I said, each of those stacks is going to have something different done to it. So I'm taking the one step that gets done to each stack, and I'm doing it to every blank. Then I go to the next stack, every blank, next stack, every blank. Then I'll go to the next step. So it's just a matter of trying to batch things to try to make it go just a little bit faster, right? So this is what I'm going to be working on for quite a while. So I'll kind of keep you guys posted with updates from time to time. This has been slow going, but I'm making progress. I just have to be really careful with everything that I drill to make sure I get my sizes correct. And over here you can see I've got a bunch of SpectraPly blanks ready to go. And those are the mates to these, just like you see each of these has a mate. I haven't matched those up yet. I'll match those up later, but whew, it's a lot of work, but it's going to be fun. And once I get through this part, this is the tedious part. After this, the cutting, that type of thing, it goes a whole lot quicker. So don't know how much of that I'll get done tonight, but I'm just going to keep pushing forward and see what I can come up with. I just realized it's 9 o'clock. I got to wind this up and get in the house. I've been making my cuts. All the first cuts are done. I get about 11 segments before I have to re-drill the blank. These are all ready to have the rest of the segments cut off of the blank. Over here, these are ready. I've gone ahead and put them in order just to make it easier. The drill bits went kind of at an angle. So what I want to do is I'm going to stop. We're going to cut them off at that line, which is the depth of the drill bit, and we'll restart and drill the rest of them in an effort to save those blanks. Because if I go ahead and drill through, it's going to come out. I thought I had one that I drilled all the way through. What did I do with that? I don't know what I did with it. I thought I had one that I drilled all the way through. Maybe it's over here. I need to keep an eye on that. And it actually came out really, really close. This is not this one, but it came out really, really close to the edge, which means you're not going to have enough meat to make a blank. So I've really got to watch that. But that's it for me for tonight, guys. I got to get in the house and, get ready for work tomorrow. But I'll be back out. Hopefully, I may have to cut grass tomorrow night, but within the next couple of nights, I'll be back out in the shop and we'll get to working on these, making some blanks. You guys have a great evening. I'll see you again real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.